Hello Gemini, I am Ulrich, I'm a Lenormand card reader, and today we will do the Lenormand card reading for the sign of Gemini for the month of December. But before we start, I will want to wish you happy holidays. I hope you all stay in very good health, and of course I wish you financial prosperity. Anyway, coming back to the card reading, as always, we will do 4 card readings for the sign of Gemini for the month of December. And these are based on the natural elements in your astrological chart, or for some of you on your time of birth. These basic elements are air, earth, water, and fire. Now, the 4 objects that you always see on my table are directly connected to those elements. So you choose or you pick one that you think relates most to your personality, or you choose one you feel most comfortable with. This object of your choice, it should or it will relate the best to your current situation. However, if the object and the related video does not match your first choice, please check the other videos that are directly connected in the same session. I'm sure one of the 4 will fit you. Anyway, the matches represent the fire element, the stone represents the earth element, the aerosol sprayer represents the air element, and the shell represents the water element. So, Gemini, here we go for your Lenormand card reading for December 2021. Also, I want to add, if you have questions, you can always post them below in the comments, and as soon as I have time, of course, I will reply to them. So, Gemini, here we go for your card reading, Lenormand card reading for December 2021. Hello, Gemini, and welcome to the shell or the water group for your Lenormand card reading. The first card that we see here, this is the card on your person, is the mice. So it means that we need to let go of some things in our life. It's possible that with this card, we feel a little bit energetic. We need to let go some of the things in our life here. We could be confronted with some losses in our life or things we actually need to let go. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, here it's also possible that certain things regarding ourselves are delayed. Especially here to the central card, it's possible that our career is not going as we want it to go. Maybe we need to implement some changes for moving ahead. Here we see our career path is like temporarily interrupted. We need to change direction with the ship there in our career path. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, also here with this card here, we also are confronted with our strengths, with our weaknesses, things that we are very good at in our career, and things that we maybe need to let go here. It's like we're taking stock of our positive abilities here, and it's like there's a forcement here upon it here. Anyway, it points also that we need to relax, stay calm, take stock, meditate a little bit on the whole thing, or think about the whole thing. This is what we are thinking in here. This combination says we need to think before we act, especially if we see that things go as if we don't like. We need to change maybe direction here. But then we're going to mirror the upper cards here. We're going to mirror the mice and the book here. The mice and the book, it means that if we feel under the weather, probably we have less energy, we go to a doctor. It's possible here, if we go to a doctor and we get the results back of the lab, the information that we are receiving or the result, we think this is not correct. If you see that the result and you think it's not correct, probably you're right. So here it's best sometimes that we ask for a second opinion, because maybe there's a misdiagnosis here. Something is, the sources could be polluted or could be wrong here with this combination. Here also we see that we need to educate ourselves more in general if we want to go in a new life path here. This is what we are seeing here. It's possible also we ourselves, we are confronted with certain corruption in our life, certain things that are draining our energy. Here, certain things, we classify certain things in our life that are no longer needed, and it's like it's best here to dispose of them. This is what we are seeing. Then we're gonna mirror the clovers and the tower here. Here we see that with this combination, this probably we need some time on ourselves. We need to think. It's possible also because we feel under the weather, because we have the health card here, that we need to take some time off here. it's possible also that we need to think about official matters. How are we going to proceed in an official way towards ourselves? It's possible that we are in our workplace, because we have the house here, we are confronted with certain authorities, and we need to manage ourselves or manage our job. Here it's about materializing a certain life path and bring the necessary changes here. If we bring these changes, this could be a very positive change here. If you do so, it will bring you a more in a peaceful environment here that we are seeing here. It's possible also, if we make some changes, that we are receiving some advantages from people in charge. These are the higher positions in our work, like CEO here. If we make certain adjustments, this is what we are seeing here. If we are in a job, it's possible also that we receive official recognition for what we have been doing here with this combination. Anyway, we could also be conflicted with certain authority position. And if we want to go in an authority position, yes or no, this is what we are seeing here. Here you say yes or you say no for advancing in your life. Then we're gonna go in the horizontal lines here. We have the mice, the tree, and the book. The mice and the tree here, we see that, or we realize that we get older in our life. Maybe we get certain symptoms in our body, and we notice that we get older. It's possible, if you're younger, that you come in the next stage of your life. If you would have health issues, it's possible that you check up on your health, or you read about the specific health issues that you have. Here also we see with these two cards that if you inform yourself what is the issue, that you can overcome it, but maybe you need to inform yourself here. There's some nervous stress here. You can feel that your immune system is weaker. You could feel a little bit out of stability here with this combination, and things could go all a little bit slow. You want things to move faster, but since this is these are two slow cards, we cannot force the situation here. It's possible here that you are exhausted also, or that you have signs of burnout. Then we have the tree and the book here. Here we see that we educate ourselves in certain things. We personally want to evolve ourselves, so we need to let go of certain things here. We successfully complete certain projects, we learn, we develop ourselves here. It's possible also that we are confronted with certain environmental topics around us, something that is connected to environment and to the health of people. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, it's possible also that you don't share the problems that you have health like with other people. You keep it for yourself. Anyway, here we see a lot of reading about physicality, about our book. We want to get more knowledge about our body in general, because we want to become more stable, because I'm sure here we don't feel very well here. Then we have the second horizontal line here. We have the mountain, the lily, and the ship. The mountain and the lily here, it points to that we probably travel related to our career, because the mountain is abroad. Maybe we are planning some traveling, especially with the ship here. It's possible also that we are confronted with certain limitation in borders now with these viruses, or these so-called viruses that are around us here. There are some things here that preventing us for things going smooth here. There's certain restrictions here, certain rules that we need to contemplate to. Maybe we are considering a life in abroad, and we are seeing which rules exactly we need to comply with for moving in abroad. This is what we see here. You consider maybe a move to abroad. I would say another city, but since you have both here, this points to far away. This is a far away place. Anyway, it could also mean that you actually take your profession with you, because the card of the profession of our life course here is in the middle of the boat. Anyway, there will be some challenges in this relocation that we are doing here with these three cards next to each other. It's possible also that our sex life in general here is a little bit on hold. This is what we are seeing here. We don't feel too much energy, as we saw here. We are a little bit on hold here in general, physically here. Anyway, we could really feel here that our body is also a little bit tired, and maybe we feel we need to have some changes general in our life, to make advance in our life. Maybe our work is stressing on us and we really feel that we need to move as a person here. This is what we are seeing here. There could be some delays or blockades here, but anyway, if we are blocked here, we should not experience this as a blockade, because actually it's for protecting ourselves. It means it's not the right time to move. So you should here first come to yourself. This is important now. Anyway, here we see here also that we have hope, which is positive. You should have hope because there are positive things here coming in the last line here. Anyway, it's possible also on the partnership here, there's an age difference between the partners here. You should take your time here. For instance, if you have intercourse with a partner, you should take your time. There's here we get the message from no rush here. We should take things quiet to release our sexual energy here. This is what we are seeing here. Also, this points to a form of mastership here on the job or any field that we are in. If we take it slow, we could come here to the next level. But as we saw here in the front, we need to educate ourselves. Is here, this is it's like a patient combination here that we are. If we want to become a master in a certain field of our life, we cannot rush. This is not rush. This is calm and slowly growing to a certain, excuse me, to a certain path in our life. Here we are confronted with the master of time, and the master of time is Saturn. And Saturn tells us he let us move on only in a certain time frame. So here Saturn tells us we need to take our time for getting in this mastership. Saturn is a very strong pilot, and he can only allow you, and he can only be defeated by itself. So if he says, okay, we go for it, then you go for it. So here we see we cannot force authorities, we cannot force study, we cannot force evolution in our life. We need to take our time, which is very important here to do so. This is a very slow process here that is going on here. It's possible also that you're thinking about certain morals in your life and over sexuality in general. Maybe in certain fields of our lives we are stubborn and we need to adjust. There might be a problem here with this combination that we didn't address for a long time. And it's always in front of it. And it's like we don't want to see the problem, but it's there. But you know what I'm talking about here if it's on your person. Anyway, there is some blockages here in general over our life. It's not an easy matter here, but here we need to see that we come in balance with our partner, with our work, and especially with ourselves. Then we have the lily and the ship. Here, the lily and the ship here, we see that there's a lot of activity. We are thinking and we are actually moving here. We are moving our career. But first, there will be some delays here. But if we overcome these delays, if we take our time, we can go into the next stage. There will be a period here of discovering here for doing business, because this is also the card of business, trading, money in abroad, doing business in abroad. So here then we see that we explore these fields. Also, if we explore and we make the necessary changes, we will see also that our body becomes more active. We become more active. We have more energy here. This is what we are seeing. It's possible that this travel gives you actually energy. These changes give you energy. If we become more energetic, also we will see that our sex life is going in the positive way. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, slowly we will move in the right direction. That's then the next step here. And we get more desire also for intimacy here with our partner. Anyway, you could meet somebody also that actually teaches you how to move, meaning in how to follow your career path in the right direction. Maybe you have a health teacher, maybe somebody in yoga here is in your life, and here we could see that a spiritual leader is actually giving us advice, or somebody just pops up in our life, or we are actually looking for advice here, because the ship here, sometimes it longs to changes. Here, this teacher, or the person here that comes in our life, he gives us different points of view regarding our life. He teaches us to come literally in contact with our body and our real life path. This could be like a charismatic leader. This is what we are seeing here. And we will enjoy life more in general here if you implement certain changes here. This is what we are seeing here. We see also that we come here, we take a next step. If you have been very solid as a rock before in your life, you will see that these changes bring you in uncharted water, but in a positive way. So there will be positive changes here. You will see that your intentions here go in another direction. We become more adventurous here. We travel, we commute, we have good morale here. This is what we are seeing here. Also, we are able here to make peace with ourselves. Then we have the clovers, the house, and the tower. The clovers and the house here, here there is a wish in relationship to our home or to our work or the place where we are. This is our home, our work here, the house. It could also be our body again here. If we have certain wishes related to our home, our work, these come, but we will need to build in a certain structure. The towers is ruled by Saturn, which requires structure. So you will need to structure your body and your life. If you do so, you will find blessings back here. This is what we are seeing here. Also, the family relations in general will improve. If you work in certain teams, this will improve also. Probably these things they will be connected then to abroad. This is what we are seeing here. Probably this business is related to abroad. You could be confronted there with those things. Anyway, here we see that the worst is behind us. We follow certain traditions. Also, we want more harmony in life here. This is what we are seeing here. This is a place where we are happy. Probably if you go to abroad, you will feel more happy there. And also, if you have a family, your family will see that you are more happy in this place here. Maybe you want less family responsibilities. Maybe you have a lot of responsibilities before, and now you want less of it. Anyway, you need to follow your plan here consciously. Best here is not to break the rules, follow certain rules, especially since we have the card of rules and regulations here. It's very important if we do so. If we follow the rules, the regulation, we will have a lot of advancements here. Then we have the house and the tower. Here, if in abroad, if we are in some kind of business here, this is the top of the organization here, the authority here. It's possible that you want a job in abroad, or that you are confronted with authority in abroad. It's possible here that you need to choose between your family relationships and your work. This laying is about finding balance. It's very important here that we find balance. But here we see, if we move to abroad, we need to remember that probably we will be there for a long time. The messages that you receive here are positive here. This is what we are seeing here. It's possible also that since we need to reflect also in abroad, we sometimes need to be alone. We need to think here. Maybe we have a place where we can be on our own, where we need to set everything in our mind straight. This is what we are seeing here. It's possible also that if you are in a certain authority position, that a house is offered to you from the work. Maybe a house from the government, maybe a house from the company. Somehow it's related to the business. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. The house could be quite big, because this mostly points to a big house, or since we have the tower here, excuse me, this could also point to an apartment. But the question is, here it's important that we have quietness. And the question is if we have enough quietness if we live in a very big building with a lot of people. So maybe here we need to reflect wisely if we take this as our only home, because I think here we need some distance here. Anyway, excuse me, it's possible here also that you work more at home. You don't go out so often anymore. Maybe before you were a lot around with people, and here we see that we go less out. Anyway, here we need to see that we execute our plan here, that we enforce all the rules, the regulation. Then we come in the vertical lines, we have the mice, the mountain, and the clovers. The mice and the mountain here, it points that we said that earlier, there are certain delays, especially in abroad. Anyway, it feels that we cannot move anymore, but these are delays that actually protect us. Don't force, it will go away. We cannot force the mountain. If we go over the mountain and we try to find a solution, sometimes the solution around the problem takes as much time as we wait. So here we need to be very careful. Don't force solutions, because sometimes we cannot hear. Anyway, also this points again that we need to take care of our health. But probably health issues will be solved out if you follow the certain rules and regulation. And also you have the clovers here, which is the lucky card of the deck here, and it protects us. Also, this points to a protection that we have in abroad. Anyway, here we see that if we apply certain things, that we find our energy back. Here our energy is coming back if we wait the right time. Then we have the mountain and the clovers on itself. Here we see that we encounter very positive things in abroad. Everything in abroad can turn into your advantage here. This is what we are seeing here. We don't, even if we are confronted with certain challenges, we will take them more lightly. This is what we are seeing here. There are important possibilities here to move in forward. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. If you will be confronted with certain challenges, you will not see them actually as difficult. This is what we are seeing. And also you will enjoy the small things in life here. Maybe this time of rest or turning inwards to yourself, it gives you a different perspective of life in general. And here we see that we have less trouble with certain challenges in our life. But also this points to a long stroke of good luck towards us. Then we have the tree, the lily. And the house, the tree and the lily here, it points that we grow in our life, especially on the career path. Also here we see that we are coming closer in contact with our body. Here we see that our body with this combination is very important. It's possible also that we focus on our career, but if we focus in the right way, we change our direction of path, we see that we are back empowered, we feel back strong, we feel independent more. We will get more independent if we follow the right path here. Anyway, here also, if you are an older person already, you could see that you need to attend your health issues. If you are younger in your life, it could mean that you go in the next stage of your life. For instance, we go from puberty in the adult phase. This points to the phases in life here that we are seeing here. Anyway, here there's a very strong focus here on balance and harmony. This is what we are seeing here. We get more mature in our career path. We see things in a different way. It's like we are growing here in general as a person here. Anyway, we feel more comfortable here. And you will feel more grounded because the tree like to be grounded here. This is what we are seeing here. Then we have the house and the lily. These two cards. Anyway, this points to that we take care of our body. Sometimes this points also to fitness, that we move because we have the ship here, that we move a little bit for the health of our body here. Anyway, we are in the sign of Gemini here. Gemini is a sign that moves. So if you have a long standstill is not really for Gemini, because Gemini is a sign that moves. So here we see that moving could be a positive things for us here. Anyway, here also it's possible that a new stable hobby, something that we like, maybe something that moves, comes into our life, and we do this at home. This is what we are seeing here. It's possible also that we combine our hobby and our work, or that we transfer our work into our hobby. This is what we are seeing here. It's like the hobby is very close to our work. Anyway, here we see also that the house that we are moving in, if it's not an apartment, if we choose not to go into an apartment, the house that we are actually going could be old. I don't mean that the house is deteriorated. I mean, the house has very old roof. Maybe it's like a Victorian house, but the house could be very old. This is what we are seeing here. But it's well maintained, but it could be old. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, here we see that we come closer to our family again. We want peace in the family here with this combination. Anyway, the relationship with our partner also, it becomes more stable here. This is what we are seeing here. Then we come in the third vertical line. We have the book, the ship and the tower. The book and the ship here, it points to that we are educating ourselves or we learn something in abroad. If you're younger, this means that you have an education in abroad. There's a certain activity that is going on because the ship moves. We could suddenly be trading in abroad. We could suddenly working with money. Sometimes this combination points to banking, trading, merchandising, moving goods, trading goods. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, also you will see if you move or if you planning to go there, that you have knowledge, you will read about it. Sometimes this points also that we are moving for a pilgrimage, but it will not, of course, apply on everybody. But this points to exploration, new territory here. We read travel books, we read information for things that that interest us. We make a change, maybe we studied something before, but this is a totally new field that brings a different structure into our life. This is what we are seeing here. We explore literally new areas. The area that we well know, we let go and we move in the next phase of our life, something new here. We leave our traditional path. Then we have the ship and the tower on itself. Here we see that we undertake a trip, and here this combination often points that it's a place where we've been before. This points to a visa here, a visa or official transfer documents. Anyway, this points to a place because the tower sometimes returns. It offers us chances out of the past. And here we see also that probably we have been there. Maybe we have been there on the vacation. Maybe we have been there as a child. There is some root connection here. Maybe you've been there as a child here and you return now. Maybe that's why specifically you chose this place. Sometimes our childhood, it can have a certain effect on us. Anyway, this is a very good combination here because we have a protection over us here. And also we need to follow our instinct. Business-like, financially-like, anything here, information that comes to us, we need to, for instance, we walk in the library and we go in a certain area and we look at the shelf and we discover a certain book. This is what it points here. We need to follow our intuition here, and we stand in front of the bookshelf and we take this book, and this is the book that we are looking for. Anyway, this points to a long trip, sometimes also possibly this points to a very long travel. It means that we visit several places. The visa gives us access to several borders. I don't know if this is possible. Maybe this is the delays that are that we are seeing here. Because if we go to another country, we need to, in many countries, we need to go in quarantine, or certain rules and regulations need to be followed. But anyway, this points to a very long trip, and this could be business combined with pilgrimage and with our life path. It's like here, there's a combination of the three here. During this journey, it's possible that certain places we don't take our family with us, or we travel alone. This is because the tower sometimes is alone. This would probably be a choice that you have made yourself. It's not that you are forced to travel alone, but you choose for it here. You choose for being alone. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, also here we see that loneliness, or being alone, or traveling alone, it brings us certain points of view that are important for us. Later on, we will see that we seek contact, and if we encounter certain persons, or we start to talk to a certain person, this could be an important contact for us. Then we go in the cross, the mice, the lily, and the tower. The mice and the lily here, we see that we have less energy. We already saw that. I just see if I can add something here. Anyway, health matters here. We need to attend here. There are job challenges. We saw this earlier. We are back in the begin stage here. We could have stress. We saw this earlier. We lead some parts go of our profession here. Then we go in the second, the lily and the tower. Here we come in the positive side of our life. Things are evolving in a positive way. Probably you need some traveling here for establishing yourself. You literally need to go on a journey here. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, with this combination also we see that we need to let go of the past. If some things out of our past are burdening us, they are delaying us, we need to see that we need to let go of them. We have probably certain things that limit us in our life, and we need to focus on the ambitions that we have here in the future. We have more experience now, and we need to move on here with this combination. Anyway, this could be that also in abroad, maybe in some way your business is not only connected to trading, but the trading in itself has something to do with health. So there could be a health connection here with the government, with officials, or maybe this business somehow is health connected or related to the health. Anyway, also this points to a very, here we are protected from higher authorities. It's like somebody is protecting us here. It's like something from above here with this combination. It's possible here that we are confronted, the firm that we are working for, or the thing that we are doing business with, or the business association has very old roots, because we have the house here. The house is a little bit strict also for rules. So you will need to apply certain regulations, rules, not only on your body, but also on the business that you are doing. Then we have the book, The Lily and the Clovers. Here we see here that probably also during our travel, we make notes, or we literally write everything down. Here sometimes also we learn a lot about this, and maybe because of this is a very important journey for us, we keep this journal, and maybe later we publish something. This is possible also, we publish our work. So this can also point to educate. Sometimes these are educators. So maybe you didn't educate, maybe you had a different career, and here it's possible that we educate other people. Sometimes the tower, it points to universities. So it's possible here that we are well educated ourselves, or we have a lot of experience in our life, in our field. If not, and we don't have a high degree, we have a big journey in our life, we make notes and we share this with other people. If we have a degree, it's possible we get certain offers from universities, from high-placed people for educating about our life, the destiny of our life path, for sharing it with people in general. This is what we are seeing here. And we are very passionate about that we can share later on this information. There's a passionate combination here that is hanging here of what we experienced here. This is, you have a lot of experience here, or able to gather a lot of experiences here. And because you gather a lot of experience, you're able to share your journey here with other people. But the structure is always here, so you need to put it in a certain structure. But you will be very enthusiastic here about certain subject areas that you have encountered here in your life. This is what we are seeing here. There's a lot of theory here, a lot of book knowledge that is shared, but I think here you yourself, you experienced it firsthand. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, these people will see you as a very virtuous, a very experienced teacher firsthand. Probably you support your theories or what you have experienced with pictures, with anecdotes here, so the people really feel that they are involved, and they are really hanging onto your lips here if you share this information with them. Then we have the lily and the clovers here. This is a very good combination here. You come in a very peaceful next stage of your life. You will feel more happy. This is what we are seeing here. Also, we are very grateful that we made certain choices in our life. This is what we are seeing here. Also, here we see that we get wiser, and the wisdom in our life, it brings us on a lucky path. This is what we are seeing here. We are relaxing more. Even if we take certain risks in our life, they are actually risk-free. you might experience them as a risk, but actually they are not, because you have a lot of experience. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, also we see that here we change as a person. There's a lot of changes in our life, and we become a different person as a whole here. There's a lot of opportunities, positive opportunities here in this reading for Gemini here, for having a total transformation in your life. But I think the key to it is here that we put everything on hold. We choose a different life path, and the structure is very important. You need to see that you structurize everything. Anyway, Gemini, for the shell or the water group, this is all for this month. I hope you get a little bit wiser out of this Lenormand card reading. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. If this card reading didn't fit you at all, please check the other three that are immediately connected to it. You can also check out our short love card readings that we do each month for the sign of Gemini. Anyway, I want to thank you for your time, and I'm sure we see each other in my other videos. Thank you, and bye-bye for now. Hello, Gemini, and welcome to the Air Group for your card reading, for your Leonard Monkey card reading for December. As the first card here, we see the person. So we see here that both person cards are here. So it means that the man and the woman are somehow important and intertwined in this reading. But we go immediately ahead here. So this would be you as a man, and if you're a woman, this is you in the central card. So here, this points, since the person are so close together, maybe they have some different points of view. Sometimes also with the book in the middle here, it points that hey, they have similar academic knowledge, or they have knowledge in the same field. You see here, they are connected through knowledge here. It's possible also they have some arguments, or they have some stress with each other here. This is what we are seeing here, because the birds point to stress, but we go into more details now. Here we see the man and the sit. We're going to mirror the outer cards here, and this points that suddenly happens into this man's life. A sudden event is occurring to her and him. Maybe it's not very clear here what is going to happen, because the book is in the middle. So it's possible that sometimes this points to a sudden change related to an academic career, for instance, or something in his life that is not yet revealed is about to change. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Maybe he changed, if you're younger, it could point to a change of study. Sometimes the book also, it represents money, maybe a change in the way we interact with our money or use our money here. This is what we are seeing here. But this points to a very direct, to the point person here that we are seeing here with this combination. Sometimes also it points that we have a lot of energy. So we need to be careful here, if we have a lot of energy, that we are careful for not hurting ourselves. Sometimes this could simply point that we cut in our finger or something similar here. We need to be careful not to hurt ourselves here with this combination. Anyway, this points also to efficiency. A person that is very efficient. Gemini can be very efficient. Sometimes it's partly ruled by Mercury. So this points to a very efficient person here with this combination. Sometimes this points also to a person who was in a relationship before and who is divorced. And maybe this person now is in a different relationship. Sometimes this points to divorce. Anyway, here we see also, if we have certain things in our life that are bothering us, we make clean ship. We tie up the loose ends and we move ahead. Sometimes also, if we have to settle something with somebody, we settle these scores with this combination. Gemini can be very verbal, and it's possible that we have some things to say to certain persons, and we are quite direct. This information is with us, and we go to this person and we tell to this person, this how it is, and we make clean ship. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. This is the mirroring of this card. Now we're going to mirror the corner cards. We have the coffin and the birds here. It points here that sometimes here, related to communication, here we are advised that we, before we interact with something, we best wait till it's the right time. Here we see that even if we speak or we want to put certain things straight in our mind, we need to do it in a calm, diplomatic, harmonious way. We have the ring here, and the ring points to harmony. We can say our opinion to a certain person, but the ring is bridges. Here we need to see if we are too direct to a person, he could take this in the wrong way. And here it's like we're literally would burn our bridge, or our bridges are no longer accessible. It's like we put something on the bridge and the bridge is no longer accessible. So we need to be careful here with this combination. In another way, here, a different point of view here is that you didn't communicate with certain people in your life, and now you decide to speak again. You had the time here. The coffin is reflection. We think about ourselves. We think about situations that happened in our life. We have a calm time. And then after this calm time, we are able to speak again. We have found balance in ourselves here. Here, this is what we are seeing here. Anyway, something probably was wrong before. We had stress before, and now this is better here with this combination. It's possible that we come out of a period that we didn't exactly know what we wanted with this combination. Anyway, if there are certain gossips in your life, as we saw here, there will be an ending to certain gossips here. It's possible that this gossip makes us quite nervous here with this combination. It's possible also that you close down certain media accounts, certain groups of people that you are in connection with because you don't want to be part anymore. Or it's possible that certain people are blocking you. This is what we are seeing here. This is possible also. Anyway, here, we had a difficult period here in our life, and something new is about to begin. Sometimes we need to move on in life, and this is what we are seeing here. We could be re-evaluating also certain memories out of our past here. Anyway, here with points, if we go in a new direction, we need to follow our gut feeling. We need to let go of certain problems out of the past, certain confrontations. Sometimes the coffin brings us back with confrontations out of the past, but it's time here, I think, now to move on here. It's possible also that certain things in your life are breaking down. This is what we see here also with this combination. For instance, it could be that your car literally breaks down here with this combination. Anyway, you will see here that you quickly will find a solution for the things here. Anyway, it's possible also sometimes that you don't feel too courageous to move on. But here we need to find our courage here because we have the ship here. We need to move on. We need to move on here. We need to find our courage back. We need to complete the circle here because the ring is the circle. Here we need to complete a certain circle in our life to move in the next phase of our life. This is what we are seeing here. It's possible with the coffin, it's not easy. The coffin is a very psychological card, and it could be very difficult here to move on from certain things in our life. We could really feel some maybe down sometimes here for moving on. This is what we are seeing here with, but here we cannot stay in this difficult situation. It's time to move on here from this situation. Maybe this was a difficult time before we had in our life, but it's time to move on now here with this combination. Then we have the man, the book, and the Cid. The man in the book points to a person who is educated. He has a lot of knowledge in a field of his life here. This is what we are seeing here. Possibly this points to a teacher or somebody who shares information, important information. This is an educated person. Sometimes Gemini, he has a lot of information. He collects information and after he shares. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. It's possible also that you write a lot of things down, that you make certain papers, and they are very direct to the point professionally. So here we see, because the Cid is very to the point, it's a knife, it's sharp. So if you educate something, the work that you do is very direct, very direct to the point. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, this points also to an academic, a scientist, a teacher, professor, a person who has a lot of facts around him. Then we have the book and the Cid here. Certain facts will come to you, certain revelations will come to you. These facts literally come to you in a direct way. In another way, if you were in a relationship before, these could be divorce documents. So if you have ended with a relationship before, it's possibly that you suddenly receive divorce documents or documents of an ending out of previous relationship. Something need to be settled, straightened out here. This is what we are seeing here. And it could be quite sudden. You could not, maybe you didn't expect this, but this is an important lesson here that we are learning here. Maybe it leaves a scar on us, but we learn here, and suddenly we need to take stock of the situation here with this combination. If you're still a student here, this points that this is the last exam that you're undertake. For younger people, this points to the last exam, the final exam before we graduate. Then we have the second horizontal line here. We have the clovers, the woman and the ship. The clovers and the woman means if there is a person comes in your life, or the next person comes into your life, especially if this is a woman, this could really be an asset to yourself. This is a woman who is honest, trustworthy, who brings support. If you are a woman, this applies on you also. Anyway, this is a genuine and lasting relationship here that we could have in the past. Also, this woman seems to be like very lucky in her life, but maybe the luck is not 100% lucky, because I think here also this person has a baggage. She has experience here also in her life. Anyway, this points to a person who takes life lightly. Here, there's like I would not say irresponsible, but there's a light element here to a playful element to the person. This is what we are seeing. Sometimes Gemini can be light, and here we see here like a light-hearted person who is always ready to move. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, we see here also that certain griefs or certain sadnesses are appearing out of our life due to a woman. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, we have a certain chance, if we are a man, we have certain chances here to meet a certain person here. This is what we are seeing here. It's possible in the beginning, it's all a little bit light, but maybe that's the intention. Then we have the woman and the ship here. This woman also then herself, she could be a traveler, she could long to travel, she could long for business. Mostly Mercury likes to do business. He likes to trade goods. He's actually the natural tradesman because it's ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is the god of trade. So here we see that in Greek mythology, that is. And here we see that this person really wants to trade. She really wants to do business, especially business in abroad could be very applicable here with this combination. The ship could point to literally goods, could point to money. Anyway, if not so the case, this could be something that is coming in the near future. If not so, here we see that this woman is planning a trip in abroad. There's a kind of wanderlust, a lust for business, a lust for being in abroad, a lust for engaging in business in general. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, this woman, she's looking for business or anything here. This is what we are seeing here. She is about to leave here. She's about to leave. If this, for instance, if this is partner, this woman has the intention for doing business in abroad, for starting a trade, for something business. This is what we are seeing here. She's seeking for herself here. This is what we are seeing here. Maybe these people, they are not so close to each other anymore, and certain commitments might become more distant. Maybe something happened in the past before here, and they decide certain things in their life. Then we have the coffin, the ring, and the birds. The coffin and the ring here, it points to an end in a relationship, or it can point to an end in the relationship. We saw this earlier. This comes back here. Probably this relationship, it's like a natural ending here of a relationship. Maybe it's time to move on here. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Here we see also that the ending, it could be quite stressful. Maybe there's a lot of communication here, but things, I think, will end quite suddenly. It will not all last too long, because there's a period already that been going on before of reflection, because the coffin here is reflection. We have already sufficiently reflected over the whole topic, and we are ready to move on now. We are psychologically ready to make the next step. This is what we are seeing here. If you had certain contracts in your work, This points, and you want to take the next step in your life, this points that you know that the end of the contract is coming and you're ready to move on. You're ready to move on in a new contract. And it's possible because there comes something new in our life that we are a little bit nervous about it, because the birds bring nerves. So here we could be a little bit nervous for taking on this new project, this new venture that we are going here. This is what we are seeing here. We need to think here before we take the next step. Sometimes also this is rethinking. So we need to think wisely before we make the next step here with this combination. This points also sometimes to a person who is divorced. In some cases, but of course it will not apply on everybody. This could be a person who encountered some loss before. Maybe the partner, there was a loss of partner, but it will not apply on everybody, of course, but this is possible also. Anyway, this points to a new beginning here. There's also competition here. You need to think wisely about the competition. Maybe you're nervous about the competition that you are about to engage in. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, we let go of a certain situation. Then we come in the birds and the ring here. Here we see that we negotiate about business contracts, about money, about certain longings that we have. There's a lot of communication here, what we are seeing here with this combination. If this is an end of a relationship, we put everything in clear context. Here in clear context about money, about what before, what belongs to who belongs to what. Here everything is cleared out, and it could be go quite decisive here for both parties. Both agree here and they make a very direct decision. There has been enough time passed here for making the decision. Anyway, here we see also that with this combination, even though the decisions are direct, sometimes harsh, we know also that we need to implement balance. The ring is about balance, diplomacy. Here we need to also use our smartness. We cannot be too direct in the relationship. We need to keep balance. We cannot burn the bridges because we never know. Here, this is what we are seeing here. So we need to consider things here. Anyway, we are nervous here. Also, maybe we are nervous about ending this relationship. Maybe we are these discussions, we don't want them. We want to move on here. It's like there's a grief and an excitement here at the same time, but we need to proceed here with this combination. Maybe this relationship has made us very nervous or makes us very nervous, and it's time to move on here. The relationship is no longer stable. It's an unstable connection here that we are having here. It could really be a little bit chaotic, the whole situation here that we are seeing here. Then we go in the vertical lines. We have the man, the clovers, and the coffin. The man and the clovers here, the same here. If a man comes in your life, it works both ways for both partners here. If you go into the next phase, also for this man, there could be coming a trustworthy partner in his life or her life. Also for business, probably the man goes in a different direction. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Maybe he ends certain business and he goes something new. It's like both partners here have the same ability. Sometimes this is often in card readings. This is not uncommon here. This person also, he can be lucky in the things that he's doing. So what I said before from the woman applies also. So they have similar abilities here in their life. Anyway, then we come to the clovers and the coffin. The clovers and the coffin is that if we have certain delays in our life, if we wait till the right time, till the right psychological timing, then this will be beneficial. You may think this is going too slow for me, but sometimes delaying is beneficial. This is what we see here. This is the lucky card of the deck, and in combination with waiting, this means that time is on our side. Here, if we wait, it will go in a positive way. You may not see it, but you will see that this delay really will benefit you. Sometimes also, if we expect money from certain people, it could not have been what we have expected. This is what we are seeing here. This points also, this combination, that we go to the next level in our life. We end the phase and we go into the next level of our life. Mostly this is a leveling up that we are seeing in our life. Anyway, something is ending. We are also sad about certain things, but we know it's the time to move on, even though it makes us sad. Then we have the book, The Woman and the Ring. The book and the woman here, again, here, this points to a smart person. I just see if I can add something here. This could point to a teacher, also somebody who's educating others here. Also, this person could be a writer. You see here, these people have very similar abilities. It's possible also that the woman here and the man, they are both studying up for a new direction in their life. This is what we are seeing here. Maybe they leave their path of life and they go in a different direction here. They both discover new truths here in their life. Then we have the woman and the ring here. This can point literally to a futurist partner, that we go into a relationship. Especially it applies on the woman, that she could go in another relationship. If she meets a certain partner here, we see possibilities of marriage or commitment or business contracts. This is then the other way. If you have no intention for marrying, this points to business contracts. But since we have the book here, we cannot see clearly where this is going. So it means we need to see that before we move, we have all information with us. So if we want to make business steps, see that you have all information. It's very important here with the book that you have all information. This is very important, because else you will not be able to make an equal balance where you are going. And the ring is all about balance. So here, this is very important here. So if we are in business, we need to see here that we are very balanced out. Anyway, this points also that certain of the contracts where we are about to engage with, it's possible that we met this person before, because sometimes the ring is round, it returns. So it's possible here that we come in contact with certain people that we have been in contact before, and in a way they are related to business that we are about to do, probably in abroad, because as I said, the ring returns. It's possible also that we had a certain education in our life and certain knowledge, but due to it's a longer time ago, we refresh the knowledge that we have. Also on that front here, we could see there's a re-engagement. Maybe there's some adjustment, some things changed in your field of knowledge. And here we read up what we already know, because sometimes we forget things through time here. Anyway, this points, this woman could come in contact also in a different point of view than with a person that she met before. There could be a lot of communication with this person also that comes in her life here. This person comes back into our life. If we are a man, for instance, a woman that we met before could come back in our life. This is what we are seeing here. But this person is very principled. They have certain ideas here. This is almost often Gemini has partnerships with Libra, and this points literally to Libra. It doesn't necessarily mean that this person is going to be a Libra, but here we can see that this person has a lot of Libra traits. There's a lot of balance in the person, and Gemini and Libra often are a good combination. This is what we are seeing here. But it's not necessarily that this person is a Libra, but in her chart, in her astrological chart, she will have a lot of traits here of balance here. Anyway, this person also keep to certain promises here. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, this woman is willing to go in certain contract, in certain relationships here. Then we go in the third vertical line here. We have the sit, the ship, and the birds. The sit and the ship here, this points that suddenly, if this whole thing is solved about previous relationship, suddenly we are on the ship of moving. This could be a ship literally, or it could be that we travel to abroad. Here we see here, it could be that the trip is not easy. Sometimes the birds make us nervous, or there are some challenges during the trip. There are now a lot of challenges with these viruses around us. We already know this. So maybe you are confronted with some challenges about that, and some things are delayed. Maybe as you travel with the plane or the ship need to dock, or the plane need to dock for certain small repairs. This is what we are seeing here, and the flight is delayed. So we could be confronted here with certain delays. Maybe we need to wait. Maybe this journey ends for a while. The trip is like there's some interruption here in the trip. Anyway, all Or it's possible with this combination that the trip is temporarily cancelled. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Again, we saw this here, that we loosen up. If we have loose ends with certain partners, we make clean ship here. Anyway, if we get on the move, then maybe there are some delays, and then suddenly we have we can suddenly move here. Suddenly we go on the move. Then we have the ship and the birds on itself. Here we see probably here, if we have plans to go in abroad, we want to learn more about the local language. Let's assume you go to a country, you are not familiar with the language here. This is possible here that we learn the language here with this combination. Anyway, this could mean that you have a travel partner also, not necessarily a spouse, but somebody is traveling with you, because the birds is more than one. So here it's possible that we travel with a companion here. This is what we are seeing here. Also, we see a lot of media interaction here, media platforms here. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, there's a strong longing here for traveling, for doing business. We saw this earlier. We see this coming back here. We learn a foreign language. We come in contact with other travelers here. This is what we are seeing here. But as I said, the departure, first it is delayed, and then suddenly you go on the move. It could be a little bit chaotic. We try to prepare, but there is some chaos here that is hanging. But since Gemini has a very flexible mind, probably you will be able to master this. Then we come in the cross here. This is the woman and the man here. Here we see a couple, but since they are so close together, maybe they don't talk too much anymore. If this is for a next relationship, it could mean that this is a couple who's coming together, but they display some nervousness together. Maybe they are nervous for coupling up together. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, they are very close to each other, or they know each other well. This is what we are seeing here. There's a lot of communication to these people. Maybe they come together because they always talk to each other, and it brings them closer together here. Anyway, here, maybe we are looking forward here for this relationship, but maybe there's some things here that we need to look out for. Maybe there's some things that need to be worked out here with this combination. Anyway, here this points to love interests. Also sexual interests are here with this combination. This could be a colleague and somebody who becomes more than a colleague. This is what we are seeing here. There are possibilities here. Then we have the woman and the birds on itself. Here, this woman here, she could be quite communicative. Gemini is a communicative sign. We know this here. But this person, they have a certain wise way of talking, especially about business here. But this person talks a lot. We talk a lot with each other. Also, we make the intentions. If we are intending to go into a certain relationship, we make it clear to the other party what are our intention, and the other party would also make it clear to us what are the intention. Maybe we learned out of previous relationship and we know now exactly what we want. We are very efficient here towards to each other, and this is also easy. It saves time. It might be a little bit odd to say for a relationship, but here literally we see it saves time. We know what we want, and it advances things here. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, this couple is very open-minded towards each other. They communicate in the right direction. Here also then we see the other cross. We have the sit, the woman, and the coffin here. Also for the woman, certain things in our life go, the reading here is very similar for both parties. There's a parting here and a coming back together. Here, this is what we are seeing here. Also, sometimes, also with this combination, it means that the woman comes in a next stage. Something is transforming her also. She loses also certain things in her life, but she gains. She gains through losses. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. She might gain experience through letting go of some things in our life. She could also be quite direct as the man. So both have similar, they display certain similar things here. This is what we are seeing here. These are two persons who are very efficient. They know what they want here. Anyway, also the same here, she makes clean ship and she moves on. Here we see with this combination, the woman and the coffin here, that this person is absent. She's not at her home. She's ready to move here. So here we see that there's communication, but the woman is not at home. This points also sometimes to an end of relationship. We see this here. Maybe these two persons were not happy in this relationship, but there are possibilities coming here with this combination. Anyway, Gemini, for the air group, this is all. I hope you get a little bit wiser out of this Lenormand card reading. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. If this card reading didn't fit you at all, please check the other three that are directly connected to it. You can also see our short love card readings and, of course, the short financial card readings that we do each month for your sign. Anyway, I want to thank you for your time, and I'm sure we see each other in my other videos. Thank you for your time, and bye-bye for now. Hello, Gemini, and welcome to the Stone Group for your card reading for November 2021. As the first card here, we see the snake. The snake is a card that points to silence. So this card is on our person. So here on our person. So it's best here during this period here that we keep silent. We don't share our thoughts with others. If we receive certain news of other people or we receive certain news, it's best to deliberate this news, to think about this news before we make this public. Because if we make this public too soon, it could lead to problems and to losses. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, diplomacy are very important here now. Tact is important now, keeping quiet, looking around us. We need to wait till the right moment here to bring certain things in the open here. This is what we are seeing here. At the right time, you will know when you have gathered all the facts here and you have waited sufficient time, you will know when it's time to come out. And when it's the time, when it's the right time, then you need to move. The snake tells us to wait, to be patient, to be diplomatic, all of these things. The snake is a very smart, intelligent card. In a way, sometimes it's connected to the higher mind of Gemini. So it's smart. You need to use your witness here, your intelligence. At this point here, this is the man here in the middle, the central card. This could be you as a man or as a woman, or a man that is in your life. Since this is a neutral card and this is a very broad lane, we consider this as a neutral card. But if you are a man, you can put yourself there in the middle, or if you are a woman here. Or if I mention specifically different, then you will know. Then we're going to mirror the cards. We're going to mirror the snake and the mice. The snake and the mice here, this points to that there is certain envy in our life here. Maybe some people are jealous, envious of you. Maybe we get a note of that. The letter that we are receiving, or the message that we are receiving, is not a superficial email. It's actually something that is more deeper here. This is what we are seeing here. It's possible that the place where we are living, we don't feel very comfortable anymore. We want to move out there, but as we said here, we need to wait until the right moment. Here it's possible also that certain people want to get back at us. Maybe this is a man, maybe this is a woman, and they want to get back at us. They want to bite us in the back here, or they want to kick us in the back here. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, we should avoid here these confrontations and wait to move out there. This is what we are seeing here. Then here, the snake and the mice in itself, it points to unpleasant people in our life. If you have certain finances in your life, it's possible that in the business front or on the work front that you are in a less comfortable financial position, because sometimes the letter points to money. So it points that we could have some financial problems here, or there's some stress here related to money. Here we are pointed out to make a very good planning for the future. So things can change in our advantage in a positive way. Here we see here also sometimes that we are not so motivated anymore. This is what we are seeing here also. We could have the feeling that we are in the wrong path of our life and we need to change direction. And probably you should, but you should wait until the right time. Anyway, if we had a certain affair with, or certain love affair with a partner or with somebody close in our life, it points also that this relationship is dwindling and maybe there's official news coming from there. Anyway, also here we see that there are some changes are about to come in our life, and certain people will be surely disappearing out of our life. Then we're going to mirror the corner cards in the bottom. Then we have the rider and the coffin here. With the rider, with this combination here, maybe we are waiting on something, but the thing that we are waiting on, money or information, is delayed. It's not immediately coming to us. So here we see that we need to implement patience again. Here, this is a laying about patience, keeping things quiet, waiting until the right time. All the cards points in that direction here with this combination. We need to, here with this combination here, it's possible that we are in a certain stage of our life and this phase is about to close off. So we need to move on to the next phase. This is what we are seeing here. A certain goal that we have in our life or had in our life is completed. This is what we are seeing here. It's possible also that you are aware that this phase or this work or this relationship is ending in your life. And in a way, you saw it coming, but it shocks you also. In a way, this can also point to an end of a contract, an end of a work that you had with somebody here with this combination. Also, sometimes we need to be careful here not to get manipulated for some people. Anyway, there's also a period of grief here, sadness overcoming us, news that is not so positive here coming to us. We could experience some pressure, but we don't want to express the pressure here. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Here it's best to wait again till the right time. Then we're gonna go in the horizontal lines. We have the snake and the letter there. The snake and the letter here, this is points to disappointing news, as I said earlier. We don't receive the answer that we are hoped for, so we can only wait till to move here. If we receive certain information, also health up checks, anything that you applied for, double check the information for seeing if it's correct. Because sometimes here we receive incorrect information, especially with the mice. The information could be corrupted or could be wrong or could be anything that goes wrong here with the mice. Also, it points again to the information is delayed. We always receive the same message here. Anyway, it's possible that here some confidential documents are coming to us related to bonds, related to money. The letter is everything that relates to money or official or serious documents. So it's possible that these documents are coming to us and this news is disappointing about that. Or we don't trust it, and we should not also with the mice. We should double, triple check it here with this combination. You need to be very thorough here and very diplomatic here. Probably also it's best and here not to share any of these information with other people. This could be specific communication specifically coming to you on your person here. This is what we are seeing here. Certain demands could make towards you for solving this problem. It could be a document concerning to your career. Maybe something is ending, or maybe you go in a next phase. This could be quite an unhappy thing that is going on here. It could annoy you here. It could not come on time. You waited, you want to speed it up, but you cannot. This is what we are seeing also. We need to be careful also here for fake news, corrupted news, information that is incorrect. Very careful here with this here. The messages could be stressful also. You could also receive some information that things have been going on behind your back here. Sometimes also people try to blackmail us with this combination. So we need to be careful also here. We could be directly confronted with lies also, false testimonies. People lie about us. Probably also you will not like too much to communicate with these persons anymore. You could also have the feeling that it's time to whistleblow. This is what we see here also with, but you need to wait till the right time. If things are dishonest in the work front and you want to pull the plug, you need to wait till it's the right time. This is what we are seeing here. Then we have the child, the man, and the mountain. The child and the man here, this points to a man with children, a child who is close to this person. There could be some difficulties with the child here that we are seeing here. Sometimes this points to a male child that we are having close to us here with this combination. Anyway, this points that we are seeking also for more comfort in our life. Maybe about certain things in our life, we have been a little bit naive. This is person. Maybe we need to grow up here in certain areas of our life, or we help a child grow up here. Maybe we are a little bit young at heart and we need to adjust here the way that we act. Maybe the way we acted before, it caused us problems now. This is, maybe we act immature in certain areas. Then here, the next two cards here, this points to a person who has intention for going abroad, who's coming from abroad. Maybe this person also, if this you as a person, you could be quite strict, quite regulated, not a person who is very light at hand. This could be a very heavy person who thinks thorough about things, who thinks deep about things. This is what we are seeing here. Also, we could have certain distances. It's like here, because we are in a difficult situation, we take our distance from others. And also our child could experience this, that we are taking distance. Maybe it's a hard time for our child also if we take distance, but maybe we feel lonely, we feel difficult here, we are stuck here, we cannot move, and we close ourselves off because of the problems that we are all. It's like we are operating a little bit rigid, strict. This is what we are seeing here. There are certain challenges here that are coming to us. Then we have the rider, the clovers, and the coffin. The rider and the clovers here, if we change the way we act and react, businesses could progress in the future. We could achieve our goals, but we need to try to find our enthusiasm back here, because we have a lot of challenges here. We see there, but there could be an inch here of good luck coming to us. We could really improve in the situation if we take certain gambles, maybe certain chances here. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, some opportunities could come to us. Also, we should be careful here if we receive certain news, again, that don't take this too seriously. Don't think it's heavy. It could be more likely the news than we are thinking it is. Then we have the clovers and the coffin. Here we see if we implement patience, quiet, relaxation, diplomacy, this will be very beneficial to us. If you wait until the right time to move in a diplomatic way, things are gonna go advance. You will have a stroke of luck here. Things will go in your advance. Certain hindrances, things that were in your way before, will move away. And here we see also that we need to let go of certain things in our life. We are time to move on. We had a difficult time here before, and here, because we waited long enough, or we need to wait long enough, here we come in the next stage. But it's important that we wait until the right time. Here, these delays, before we experience these delays as nervous, stressing, we cannot move on. But here we see that our time is actually proven to be beneficial. Because we did not move, now we move faster. This is what we are seeing here, and we will end a situation in a positive way. Here, literally, it's like you catch your breath here. You feel relief here. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, we will feel more happy here. We feel more at ease here with this combination. There is more luck here coming on our life here. The grief that we are experienced before, the sadness, the being alone here, it comes into a next stage. It's finalized here. This is what we are saying here. Sometimes also this points that we find our sense of humor back, but it's like here we are implementing, like it's called gallows humor, that we see things in a sarcastic way, and it's funny for other people because we have experienced here these things. Then we're going to go in the vertical lines, the snake, the child, and the rider. The snake and the child here. Again, here we need to be careful here. We go a little bit back in time now. We see here that we need to be careful here not to be manipulated because of our naivety here. Maybe we have been manipulated, and that's why we had the difficulties here. Sometimes also this points that we need to be patient with our children around us. We need to be patient. We need to be diplomatic. We need to find the balance here. It's very important here that we do so here with this combination. Also, it's possible that we are observing our child very closely and see how it moves. But in a way, there's like a not communicating involvement here, what we are seeing here. Anyway, in another way, this points that we are tempted to start over here. We're gonna start over. Sometimes also this points that our children have certain problems, and we literally need to observe them for avoiding problems, that they come not in difficulties in their life. This is what it means also with this combination. Maybe there's something missing here that we are missing with the child, and we literally need to observe our child for that our child excuse me, would not get in certain problems. Maybe our child is young and it comes in contact with certain individuals, and we need to observe about that here. This is what we are seeing here. Maybe it's seduced in something and you don't know, and you need to be careful here. Be careful if you're silent that it don't have a certain effect on your children here. We need to be careful here that we try to keep the balance here with this combination. Anyway, this points also to the last step. If we go into the next step in a more positive way, this points to the end of a certain situation here with this combination. Anyway, here we see that there is also an imbalance between experienced and it's like we are not in balance with ourselves. We are not yet there, but later this will work out. Then we have the child and the rider here. This is the beginning of our journey, then the head start. Also, if we keep an eye on our children here, it will give also opportunities for them, but we need to observe them here with this combination. Anyway, our children could also receive certain news here about themselves for changes in their life. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, our children also, if we have them, they are curious for making some changes in their life here. This is what we are seeing here. Sometimes if we are a woman, this could also point to unexpected pregnancies. This is what we are seeing here. So if it's not your intention, be careful here for pregnancies here, what we are seeing here. Then we have the letter and the man. This is the second vertical line here. Here we see that we receive news from a certain person in our life. This news is positive because it makes us happy, because it's the clovers. This is the lucky card of the deck. So this news is very positive. So a man or a person here receives positive news. It makes us talk more. We become more communicative, because before we had a period that we were more quiet. This is a positive combination here. This person will come in another stage of his life, and probably also in relationships, there will be transformations that are very positive. This is what we are seeing here. It's possible that we have a relationship, or we start a relationship with somebody from abroad, a foreigner, male or female, that we are starting a relationship, or a person that has foreign roots here, or a different culture. This is what we are seeing. We feel more carefree here with this combination. We find, as we saw earlier, we find our humor back here. This is what we are seeing here again. We become more funny here, lighthearted. This is what we are seeing here. We becoming more playful. We joke around more here. We keep it more light compared to the stage that we were in before. Then we have the mice, the mountain, and the coffin. Here we see that sometimes the difficulties are coming back to us. This is what we are seeing here, and we will need to put a lot of efforts, and we will need to keep our humor for facing our problems. Here, it's like we could have the feeling that, do these problems never go away? And we try to find a way to turn it around, but we will need to wait until the right time, as we saw earlier here with this combination. Here, the solution for this is being persistent, because you're in a transformative stage here. You need to be persistent, and you will get there. This is the key to it all here. If you are persistent, you will see that slowly, step by step, you move. But here with the mice, we need to attend if there are small issues in our life, or there were small issues in our life, we need to work them out. With the mouse, we need to work out small problems, because small problems could end up into big problems. 1 mice becomes 5, 5 becomes 20. This is what this combination means. So here, You need to see that you don't create your own obstacles. But because if you let the obstacles there, if you don't attend them, it will take energy away from you. So you need to attend them here. You need to resolve this conflict here. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, you don't need to bell this around or shout this around. You just solve your problems slowly here with this combination. But you need to be aware that there is sometimes literally there is an elephant in the room here. So we need to attend the elephant in the room. This whole thing can be have a draining effect on us. And we need to see here that we are aware that the facts are what they are. This is what we are seeing here. On the weight front, it's possible that this whole situation is heavy on you and it takes a toll on your weight. You literally, we literally could lose weight here with this combination. Then we have the mountain and the coffin in itself. We try to move forward, but it's very difficult. We need to wait until the right time. Again, here, this is a very patient reading. I cannot say it any different. It's very patient. You need to be patient. This group here, the stone group, need to be patient. This is literally a block. It literally fits the reading. It's a block, this reading. So here we see that the problems, if you think about it enough, if you are undergoing this transformation slowly and deeply, then you will be able to move here. There is a sadness here also that you will experience here, and there's a silence here. But after this silence, after this transformation, you will be able to move. So you need to have faith in this here. Then we have the snake, the man, and the coffin. The snake, the man, and the coffin here, it's possible here that we give absent. If people want to contact us, it's possible that we give absent, that we don't want to communicate too much. It's possible also that a partner disappears out of our life because we are going to a serious transformation here, and this transformation is changing. It's possible that we have a literally total person transformation here. This is literally that we don't recognize the person anymore. This is what we are seeing here. In some cases, this points to a person who lost a partner and is undergoing a transformation because of this. But of course, it will not apply on everybody. Anyway, we are suppressing certain things here in our life, but we need to actually face it. We need to face the depth of the problem here. You will probably, even if some things are nice in your life or happy, it's like you don't want to entertain yourself. You don't want luck now. You want to solve this. You want to work out this problem. You want to move further away from this problem. You want to solve it here. This is what we are seeing here. But it will not be easy, and sometimes some things are difficult to let go. Then we have the mice, the man, and the rider. The mice and the man, here we need to be careful if people are around us that we can trust them. Be careful, especially if you have people around us to you that are related to money, official documents, anything that has value, especially with valuable documents. Be careful, keep them to yourself, keep them in a safe place. This is what we are seeing here. Here we see again that this whole thing of slowness has an effect on you. Sometimes here, this is literally that we transform, that our personality, because of these difficulties, is changing. We are literally undergoing. It's like the phoenix who is burning and he was rising as a new bird out of the ashes. This is what we are seeing here. We feel that we need to change. There are difficult, stress situations around here. Also, it makes you doubt, uncertain, stress. As I said, be careful also here that some things are not taken of you, especially related to documents. Be careful that you keep everything in a safe place. If you have a laptop, see that people that don't have access to your passwords, keep your things safe and secure here. It's possible also that certain people send you nasty messages, bad messages, they badmouth you. So don't be surprised if you receive messages like that here on your phone or literally in your mailbox. This is what we are seeing here. It's possible also that people spy on you. They keep an eye on you, they keep track of you, and maybe you are not aware of that, but here we need to be aware that this is so. So here, be careful, move slowly, because some people could really spy on you here. It could this whole thing could take a lot of energy out of you here. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Then we have the man and the rider here. It's possible because you are in this difficult situation, you ask help or somebody helps you. They see that you are in a difficult stage and somebody helps you. It's like here, literally, a person rides into your life and he wants to save you. Man or woman, it doesn't matter for your gender. But here we see that a person comes in our life, and this is the knight in shining armor or our savior. Somebody literally comes in our life and he helps us. This is what it could be, like an angle you didn't expect, a person you didn't expect who would help you, but this is what we are seeing here with this combination. They will try to help you undergoing this transformation. Anyway, Gemini, for the stone group, this is a rather heavy card reading, but sometimes we have like that. Anyway, it will all work out if you give it time. Anyway, I want to thank you for your time you spent here on my channel. If this card reading don't fit your role, please check the other 3 card readings that are directly connected to it. I'm sure one of the 4 will fit you. That's why we do 4. Anyway, you can also check the financial card readings that we do each month for your sign, the philosophical financial card readings, and of course, the specific love card readings. Anyway, I want to thank you for your time, and I'm sure we see each other in my other videos. Thank you, and bye-bye for now. Hello, Gemini, and welcome to the matches or the fire group for your Lenormand card reading for December 2021. As the first card here, we see the child. This is about that we are going to a new phase. We are undergoing some new things in our life, which are going to have a very positive effect on us because we have the sun next to it. Anyway, here we see that also that a child might be very important in our life. A child could literally shine a light on our life, even though it's not easy maybe for having this child around us. In another way, if you are a couple, it could point that you're starting family planning also, or if you're a single person, it could mean that you have a child on your mind, or maybe you decide to change in a new direction, that you want to be a child part of your life. Anyway, if this is on the personal front, it tells us to move the situations that we are in our life, even though if they are difficult, to approach everything in a more playful, light way, not to be too heavy-handed, be light-minded here. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Then we have the mountain as the central card here. Here we see if we are confronted with certain difficulties in our life, we need to keep our feet on the ground. We need to stand our ground. The mountain is heavy, so it wants us to stand our ground here with this combination. If we, sometimes it points also that we have travel in mind. We are about to travel. We are about to undertake a trip. Maybe we undertake a trip with a certain person, maybe with a woman in our life. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, here this points to the travel ticket, and then it means that we travel with somebody, with us, with a companion here. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, also we see that certain things in our life, especially the public life now, is very important to us. Communication, but we know this is important for Gemini, making contact here. Here we see that if we have, it's difficult for us to make new contacts, we need to persist, we need to stand our ground, we need to make more contacts here. If we have certain obstacles with making contacts here, we need to persevere here, we need to stubbornly follow and make more contacts here. We need to be tough here with this combination. If we stay tough, doors will go open for us. Then we're going to mirror the cards, we're going to mirror the child and the bird here. Here we see that if we ourselves have children, or we are about to have children, the future in the child will be very chatty. It will also be the sun in our life, or our child could be the sun in our life here. Here we also, it needs that the we need to pay attention to the child. The ego of the child, especially with young children, it's important that we pay attention to them for later on. They require our attention. So even if you have a difficult time now, it's very important here. This child might be in a very difficult period in our life, or it may be in a certain phase of his childhood that it requires your attention. So it's important here that we do so with this combination. Anyway, also we here we see that we have a lot of conversation, communication, childish communication with our children, simple conversation. This is what we see here. Maybe short talks, short communication, but it's important here that we attend the child. Anyway, it could also point that the children around us are a little bit nervous, and or if we are about to start something new, a new business or a new work, it makes us a little bit nervous. But here new things are initiated, and we actually, if we start something new, it could make us a little bit nervous, but actually it's the path to go here. This is what we are seeing with this combination. We want to try, and we are urged here to try new things that make us shine as a person here with this combination. But the beginning of all, it could be a little bit chaotic, but mostly Gemini is quite good with chaos. They can organize very well in their mind. They have a very flexible mind. So here there should be no problem with this, since the sun is an all over positive card. If you have chaotic situation with your children in your work, you will be able to settle them down because Gemini has a very flexible mind. Anyway, sometimes this points also that there are several children, because the birds can mean more than one. Then we're going to mirror the bottom cards. We have the moon and the garden here. The moon and the garden here, that it says that we receive invitations. Maybe an important invitation is coming to us. Also, people like us to be there. We could receive certain honors if we are invited here. They respect that we are there here. It could also point to our work, that we are respected in our work, and our work is made public. Sometimes the moon, it refers to our work. So this is what we are seeing here. There are very good moments here if we are invited in certain, or maybe we get invitations related to our work, and our work is published. Our work is put in public. And this is a positive thing to do here. We need to persevere here. We are successful. We are popular here in a social context here. We are popular in certain communities online. We are popular with the people in general. And the bear is big, so it's possible here that we have expansion. We have expansion here because the bear is important, the bear is big, the bear expands things. Also on the financial side, things get better here. Maybe you have some gains here from the people in general here. This is what we are seeing here. There's a lot of emotion here going on here with this combination. Also, we operate in a group of people who are like-minded like us. We are in the same state of mind. We understand the people, and the people understand our emotions. There are shared emotions here. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, we get recognition here in public here. Even though it's a very big hustle, you will feel at ease there because you are welcome there. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Then we have, we're gonna go in the horizontal lines, the child and the sun here. The child and the sun here, Gemini like to also have certain forms of freedom. Gemini like to have a partner, but also he likes his freedom. He likes to be operating free. He is like a bird here. He or she is like a bird. They want to keep their freedom, but they want a partner also, and they want that the partner respect that freedom. Anyway, this points also to creativity. We have a very creative mind. We can shine. We can start new things here with this combination. If we have certain ideas, they could be ahead of their time, and they could really put us in the right direction. We could really have good ideas here for executing for ourselves here that could have an advancement in our creative side here. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, we feel very happy here with this combination. Anyway, also this points to that we are in a new stage of happiness. We become more happy in our life. Also, we are very happy that our children are around, or that this new activity, this new form of creativity is in our life. Even though it's small joys, we see that we come in the next phase of our life here. Then we have the sun and the birds here. Here we see that we saw this here already 2 times. Here we have it here, compliments we are receiving, appreciations from people here. There's a lot of good things here coming us, and we are grateful here. Even for the small things, we are very happy this is happening to us. If we have a hard time, persevere, and a lot of happiness comes into your life. There's a lot of good things here about to happy in for a happiness in your life. You should see things in a happy stage. If there is a difficulty, it's not dramatic. It will go into a very positive way here. You should have happy thoughts because luck is about to enter here. This is very positive here. Your worries, sometimes the moon can bring fears, and here our fears are ungrounded. We make them up. Don't invent things that are not there, because you're in here for a good stroke of good founded things that are happening in your life. This is prosperity here in your life here. This is what we are seeing here. We know that Gemini, his mind is always working here. And here we think about expanding our happiness. Gemini has a very busy mind, we know this. Then we come here in the second horizontal line, we have the letter, the mountain, and the woman here. This points that we receive news from a person in abroad, a woman or a man, because we do a general reading here. Some news is coming from a foreigner. It can also come from another city, because sometimes Gemini is local, but most likely this comes from a person in abroad, maybe from a warm area. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, there could be some difficulties here, but the news is actually, if we persevere, this news turns out to be very, very good here. It's possible in another way, in another direction, that a person in abroad sends you an important message and they tell you that they have certain problems. They inform you of certain problems that they are experienced. And it's possible that this news comes too late to you, that it's delayed and you receive the news too late, or you have no possibility to contact these people. Sometimes the internet is not stable in places abroad, and here that's why maybe that the message could come too late to you. There could be difficulties here in communication here that we are seeing here. Anyway, it points also that if we have certain problems in our life with a person, with the people around us, we need to confront ourselves. We need to solve these problems. This is what we are seeing here. First we think and then we solve the problem. We need to have a young approach here with the problems. We need to be vital, flexible. Also, the child is flexible, and we need to minimize the problems. They are not so big as you think they are. So minimize the things here. This is what we are seeing here. Then the woman and the mountain and the woman here on itself. This is somebody abroad here. We are communicating with this person. In some ways, in some areas, this could also mean if we have plans in abroad, that we have contenders in abroad. For instance, if you're a woman and you're in contact with a certain man, and this man is close to you, it's like you have the feeling that you're not alone, that you are competing with somebody. And this could cause certain problems in your life, or you think this causes problem in your life. It's possible also you yourself as a woman, then on itself specifically, you challenge another woman, you communicate, you go up to her and you challenge her. This is what we see here also with this combination. It's possible also that we block certain women. We don't let them move here. We are strict to them and we don't allow them access. This is what we are seeing here. If we have certain news about the woman, it's possible that we keep this news to us. We don't share it. Or we try not to share it. We block communication with other people because out of competition sometimes. We behave rigid here. This is what we are seeing here. Sometimes this can also point that we see that we gain weight. So here we have the bear here. So it means that we need to exercise more. Maybe due to certain circumstances, you are not moving as you should. Some of us now have difficulties to move, especially if we have lockdowns or we are not allowed to go out. And here we see that the person might gain weight. We notice here that we gain weight. Here, this is what we are seeing. And here then the solution is, for getting our body in optimal shape, we need to move. The bear wants to do exercise here in the open. Maybe here the good thing to do, this is the people, this is the bear. We need to move in group here, and as Gemini likes to be in groups here. We could lose weight here due to as we move in groups here. This is what we are seeing here. Maybe you gain weight and you don't feel very good anymore. You don't you have the feeling that you cannot show your femininity anymore, and you want to be more female, but you notice that you gain weight and you want to lose this weight so you look more pretty. Or if you are a man, you want to look more handsome. You want to update here your appearances, but you will need to exercise for it here. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, on the front of the work here, this points also on our work front. If we are in certain conditions in our work, we have plans to master certain things in our life. We want to master certain communication. The letter is about communication. So we want to master something in our life. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Also, if we have a certain partner, sometimes it says here that we need to listen to the opinion of our partner. We cannot be too strict. We need to listen to their input. It doesn't necessarily need that we need to apply everything, but here we are just mentioned, we listen to them and maybe we can get something out of it. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. For business also, this can point, if we have business intentions in abroad, that we can take our distance. We can really operate here like a businessman without feelings. The mountain, sometimes it has no emotions, it has distance. So here we see that it's very good for working with money, for keeping distance to people. Business is business here. This is what we are seeing here. Then we come in the third horizontal line. We have the moon, the bear, and the garden here. Here we see that we receive honors, fame, we are welcome here, we are admired here. There are certain invitations that are coming to us, public invitations. We already saw this here. Also, we have certain emotions. It could be a very emotional time for us here that we are seeing here. If we had problems with a certain partner in our life, it's possible that we are thinking about somebody else. If we are a man, we think about another woman. If we are a woman, we think about another man in our life. Maybe we meet this person in public here, but there are certain strong emotions here from our work or to other people. This is what we are seeing here. It's possible also that if we work with somebody or for somebody, if we work so for a boss, that we have the feeling that this person is very needy towards us, and maybe we want more freedom. Maybe he claims a lot of attention and we want to be more free. If this is a partner, you could experience pressure for being more free. I'm not saying that they're gonna come a divorce, but we saw here already that the freedom is important for Gemini, and here we see again, it's possible that our partner claims too much of our freedom. This is what we are seeing here with the combination. Sometimes it could also even make us angry that our partner also always want to claim us, or that a person want to claim us in our life. Then we have the bear and the garden here. This is what we are seeing here, that our social status in life is very important to us. Also, sometimes this indicates that we need sometimes to be alone to think, because the bear is a solitary animal, and sometimes for moving up in society, we need to be alone, we need to think. Also, it means that on the work front, or if we work for certain people, we have a very big influence on the people around us. We can really influence this. We can influence them with our thoughts, with our emotions. The input that we give to our boss or our superiors or our manager here are very important. It has a certain effect. It touches them here. We can really touch them with the public here. We can touch the public. If we are connected with the public also, we touch them. Our presence is very important here. We have a very big influence here with this combination. It's possible in another way that you are in control, or that you have a very important role in your business. You're a high-placed manager, or you are about to become one, or you are a high-placed boss of a company. Or you work towards that. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, your public opinion is appreciated very, very strongly. Even though you dominate with your opinion, it's very much appreciated, and the people see that you do it for moving on the whole thing, for improving everybody. This is what we are seeing here. It's possible if you are need to make certain advertising for improving your business, you do it in a quite aggressive way. You advertise in a quite aggressive way. Then we have the child, the letter and the moon. The child, the letter and the moon here. Here we see that we receive news here from children, or we receive new moons. It's very emotional news here that we are receiving here. It could be that this is emotional news, and it touches us here. It touches us here. Even the message is short, small, but it touches us somehow. It's like there's a temptation here in the message here because of its innocence. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Then we have the letter and the moon here. Here we see again that we receive invitations here, new invitations, places where we didn't go before. In a way, this also points to a love letter or an emotional letter that we are receiving. Even the message is short. We know that there are romantic intentions here, and we take this quite serious, this message. Maybe we go lightly over it, but later on we think of it and we see there is a romantic inclination towards it that we are having here. There's like deeper communication, and we feel there's something going on here. Even if this person sends few words to what, we know what is really going on. It's like we really feel here the depth of the conversation without a lot of words are said. This is what we are seeing here. In another way, this could mean business conversation, new business conversation. This is then on the business front that I'm talking now. This could be news from your office, important news that is coming for us. Some of these messages you will not like, so maybe you will try to make the best out of it here, or we will try to turn these messages into our advantage here. It's possible also that we receive, if we are high placed, that we receive certain awards, certifications, or that we are honored. We already saw this earlier also in the other combinations. Then we go in the sun, the mountain and the bear. The sun and the mountain here, again, this is a very successful combination. If we persevere, we have success here as a businessman in our relationship, but we need to persevere here. Again, we see the same here. We can also, this points to a person who can really thrive under pressure. Even if they put pressure on you, you can still move ahead. There's a very strong inner personality here. The bear is very strong. It has a lot of energy here. You have access to a lot of energy. Even if it takes you difficulties, you can persevere here with this combination. You need to see these challenges as a challenge that will bring you further, and they will bring you further in your life here. It's possible also that if you have certain achievements in your life, you feel that you are not yet where you want to be, and people invite you to celebrate with them, but you don't actually want to celebrate because this is where you not yet where you want to be, but you're invited and you accept. But it's not here. Maybe we don't feel too happy here with this invitation. We don't feel like celebration sometimes here with this combination. Then we have the mountain and the bear on itself. This points to business in abroad. Here we could consider a move in abroad. With the sun here, it's possible to a warm area, but it's possible that the area is quite remote. If we actually move location, it's possible that we move to a warm area or a warm country, but the place that we choose to live is more cooler, like a cooler area in a hot country, maybe mountain area, but anyway, it points to a cooler place here that we are seeing here. Sometimes also this points that we are confronted with customs, borders, our things are checked at the border. But since we have the sun here, this goes very well here. The sun is a very positive card here that we are seeing here with this combination. In another way, this could point to that we have rivals in abroad, competition, that we are confronted with competition in the business that we are doing. But if you focus, it will go in a positive way. This could literally be a business enemy that we are seeing here with this combination. If you work for somebody, this could be a boss who puts pressure on you. Here, this is what we see here also with this combination. And maybe you're competing with your boss to replace him. Maybe you feel that you have more ability than this person, and there is competition, and this person feels that you have the abilities, and maybe he tries to hold you back, but it's difficult to hold the person back if he has the right ability. Anyway, we see here that a move to abroad here, that it's possible, or we do business in abroad, it's possible, or we are confronted here with business abroad. Sometimes this combination literally points to Christmas time this here. So this is close by this, what we are seeing here. Anyway, you could have certain reservations, certain distance here towards your bus. You take distance from your bus. You want to go your own way because the sun is our own way here. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, there could be a lot of opportunities here in your life for advancing financially here. You could really be the light here, or reaching your light here. This could also point to a total change in your life on the financial front. Here, this is what we literally get more weight. Sometimes this points that we get more strength, more power. We get more weight, we get more control over others here. This is what we are seeing here with this here. Sometimes this points to a person that rather break than bow. Here, very strong here, this combination that we are seeing here. This is a skilled person. He knows where he wants to be. He's able to learn here. He can also be a teacher, a good teacher for others. This is what he's willing to learn others. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Here we see that we literally try to overrule our boss. Probably we know because we have the right skills. Sometimes this can point to an alpha person, an alpha personality. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, it's possible that we take on also some teaching. Maybe we are confronted with learning others. We have no choice, and it gives us a certain problems, but it comes with a reward. If we teach others, eventually it comes with a reward. The difficulties will come with a reward. Anyway, here also we see there will be some difficulties in abroad that you need to work out, but you need to persevere. We already saw here, diplomacy also is important here. We need to, if we are angry about certain situations, keep your cool, keep your cool. Here, this is what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, this points also that our parents or people in our youth had a very strong influence on us. Then we come in the third vertical line. We have the birds, the woman, and the garden. The birds and the woman here. This could be if we are not this person, that there is a very communicative person come in our life. If we are this woman ourselves, it means that we talk a lot. Gemini is a very communicative sign, and we communicate a lot in general groups, in groups here. This is what we are seeing. We talk a lot, but in a way also, it's possible also that some people in our life are causing us headaches. And if they do so, we need to restrict that. If there are people around us who cause us headaches, we need to take some distance because we have the mountain, and we will do so with this combination. They could make you nervous or stressed here. You need to use your quick witness here to get out of difficult situation if you are confronted or if certain people give you headaches. Then we have the woman and the garden here. We meet with other people here. Probably also you meet with important persons, maybe your boss. There's meetings with your boss. There are serious conversations, heavy conversations here going on. This person wants to expose how he is. He wants to expose his power, but you know what is going on. You know what is the real deal. Gemini can be very witty here, and here we see this here. Anyway, it's also possible that we actually use our charm as a woman in a way that fits us. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, we have a lot of communication with people. We see with that we build up the right networks. This is very important here, that you build up the good networks here. But for Gemini in general, it's not a problem to build networks. He's very communicative here. He or she is very communicative. It's possible that you also, hobby-like, you are connected in certain cultures that are not accessible here for everybody. It's possible that you are in a group of select women that are high placed, or you get access to that, like exclusive students clubs, exclusive female clubs here that you are invited in. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Then we have the child, the mountain, and the garden, the child and the mountain here. This we go in a new direction in our life here. Children are important in our life here. I just see if I can add something here. Small problems will be solved. You will keep quiet at the right moment here. We need to stay light with the problems. We already saw this. Then we have the mountain and the garden here. We meet people in abroad. We already saw this here. Probably the meeting is in a colder place, but it doesn't mean it's a cold country here. We see this here again. We meet with a certain group of people that have the same ambitions as us here. This is what we are seeing here. Sometimes also, maybe bosses give us the feeling that we are not welcome there, but this has a certain reason. These people maybe don't want to lose their own place, and they can treat you like you are non-existent here. This is what we are seeing here also, but this has a purpose. You need to see it from a different angle, especially if you compete with them. Here, this is what we are seeing here. And you could have the feeling you are invited, but in another way, you sense there is some unwelcomeness here, and certain words are said, and you feel what is going on here. Maybe they try to tackle you here. This is what we are seeing here. Then we have the birds, the mountain, and the moon. Here we receive news from abroad that we are intertwined with abroad. Here, positive news here that we are receiving a lot of communication with abroad. There will be certain difficulties. We saw this that we need to overcome here. The answers could be a little bit delayed here that we are seeing here. You are worried about certain problems, but maybe sometimes we can do nothing about it. We just need to wait the right time. This is what we are seeing here. If there's possible that you have several challenges, but you will overcome them. You just need to give it time. Then we see the invitation here again for going abroad here. We could, again, here we see that we can do business here. We can take our distance for doing business here. The blockages also, this is then another angle, will bring you creativity. You are blocked, but Gemini has a very flexible mind. And even though you are blocked, the birds sometimes, their mind works so fast that you will find a way around the problem. And since you have the sun next to it, you will find the solutions here. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. So Gemini, for the fire group, this is all. I hope you get a little bit wiser out of this Lenormand card reading. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. If this card reading don't fit your role, please check the other 3 that are connected here. I'm sure one of the 4 will fit you. You can also check out the short love card readings and the short philosophical financial card readings that I do each month for your sign. Anyway, I want to thank you for your time, Gemini, and I'm sure we see each other in the other videos. Thank you and bye-bye for now.